Some days on our house build, big things happen. And then there are days where work on our home feels quite peaceful, slower, more intentional. And it's on those days that we often start to see the magic coming to life. The last few weeks have been more of that slower pace, and from it we begin to see arches laying foundations and a roof rising up into the sky. The epic stonework continues. Yesterday Marcus was down here cutting stone and I looked at it and I was like, I'm not really sure what he's up to. But actually now it's really clear. What he's been doing is working really hard at, quite intricately, creating what will be, I suppose, the feet of the stone arches for the veranda. He's currently got 2 there that are ready to go. So let's have a wander down and I'll show you what they look like. Bom dia, Marcus. Bom dia. Bom dia, Adele. So here they are. He's got 4 pieces in each one, 2 little corner pieces and then 2 flat pieces. So what they're doing now is cutting more stone. I think everything they're going to need for the front there. They're going to move it all today, this morning, carry on with that front section of the house and eventually get these ones across there and into place. To put them in place and hold them in place, the plan is that they're going to put rebar into the middle of them, up through the middle, and then they'll pour concrete in there to cement them in and keep them nice and strong. And then I suppose Marcus will keep cutting stones in that sort of shape and format to create the legs, and then we'll watch him work his magic to make the arches. So it's kind of like doing a jigsaw puzzle, except you've got to cut all your own pieces out of stone. You've then got to move them across the building site and build it in a completely different location. Surely it's the dream kind of puzzle.
Okay, and of course, while Marcus is and Adam are down at the bottom of the build, smacking stone around and just making sure that we get the facade built together. Yeah. What do you need?
Hey boys, can you help me move some cushions?
Daniel and Robbie are at the top here, working on the roof. Let's go see how they got on yesterday. It's starting to really take shape now. You remember a little while back we were confused as to how this was going to go together and what was happening here, but it's making a lot more sense now. Just asking Robbie and Daniel, the on-site carpenter and currently working with the block work, what happens next? How are we going to make this work? So what will happen is we'll be cutting, or Daniel will be cutting some blocks to go in the shapes here, to go up to the string. So we'll be getting kind of a triangular shape, blocks going into place so that that's all perfectly coming down like that. And then across the apex of the roof, which is right here, you see that yellow string, we'll be making a similar structure to how we made those down there are wooden framework and then rebar and concrete. So the apex will be a big concrete beam that will be formed out of wood and put into place like the rest of the structure. So that's basically how we're going to put the roof together. Hopefully we'd expect that there'll be quite some progress on the roof today. And then next week, who knows what will happen, but wouldn't it be really exciting to imagine we'd be putting some batons, concrete batons in place ready for the tiling. I know first, before any of that happens though, we're going to be looking at getting some block work around the edges of the roof around here. Then there's that cornicing to go into place. Then there's an insulation to go into place. Then there's a bit more concrete. So there's quite a lot of work to do before we probably start thinking about tiles. Anyway, we can dream a little bit, can't we? Lots going on the build site today. I am going to go and do some editing, I think. We are now running this entire home office off-grid, and it's the first step in getting the farm to where we'd ultimately want it to be. After a huge nationwide power cut, I really wanted to make sure that we as a family weren't left high and dry in an emergency. And so I got my hands on this, the Jackery Explorer 1000. It's the smallest and lightest 1 kilowatt hour power station ever, 20% smaller and 10% lighter than mainstream industry products, making it absolutely ideal for those emergency scenarios. We had one of our subscribers actually emailing us from Belgium when the power went out. It was pretty scary for them. Her parents were stuck in their 9th floor apartment needing power for an oxygen machine, and we lent them one of our smaller power banks. Of course, it had to be small to be maneuverable. Some of those bigger packs, they can get really heavy, but we of course wanted it to be powerful and not run out of energy. This has a 1070 watt hour power capacity, as well as an emergency supercharging, which is up to 7 times faster and gets you a full charge in just 1 hour. You can control it via the Jackery app, and with it being so compact yet so efficient, it's the kind of thing I think we should all have in our lives, to have peace of mind and power no matter what happens. Head over to the Jackery website. We've got an exclusive discount for you in the description below this video, and remember, just by clicking on our link, you massively help support our channel. It's a good one, folks.
Wowzers. Okay, I've just been editing and I heard the sound of a reversing truck, which is a sure sign that something's being delivered. And I've just popped out and it's something pretty big. What has arrived is the cornicing for the roof. We've been talking about this a lot. It's the kind of tucked underneath the edge of the terracotta is going to be these stone cut cornices. Just to finish it off really beautifully, and I don't know, it just adds such a lovely feature. It's really common on stone houses around us. So Joaquin's here and he's just saying that there's 2 coming, so there's another truck on its way with more of these. God, I'm excited to see how they put these up, you know. It's going to be really cool, and it's just going to finish that whole section so nicely. Look at this. There we go, we're airborne. Well, there you have it. They've arrived. And we'll watch them going in when it's time. Epic, isn't it? So exciting. I must admit, my first impressions are that they're very, very, what's the word? compared to the roughness of the stone we're using to build the house, these are very uniform, and I think if I understood Joaquin's conversations with us initially, they have been machine cut, so they're a little bit clean, if you know what I mean. But actually the top floor of the house is rendered for most of the house, except for this bit where the fourth and fifth bedrooms are. So I think from the render to this more uniform stone will actually look really, really beautiful, and it'll just tie in all the different parts of the house really nicely. So yeah, excited to see those go into place.
Right, I see Adam and Marcus lifting up one of our columns. Marcus has spent most of the day cutting out loads and loads of pieces of stone. It's been a really hot day as well, you know, one of the first properly hot days, plus 30 and a little bit more kind of days here in Portugal. We're going to have the whole summer now filled with days like that. The boys have just been down on the lawn playing the sprinklers. That's what that lawn's for. And here we go, we're just getting that the first lot of column stones put into place. Obi, come over here. Come on, leave Marcus alone. He's busy. Who liked the sprinklers more, you or the boys? Hey? Sit. Good dog. So we've marked out here where the first column's going to go, red line, and there's another red line right there. So the first column will go here. I'm going to put on the screen right now, just for the people that are new here and haven't actually seen and don't know what we're doing, how the final design is going to look. I'm going to put on the screen right now. So what we're doing right now is, you see those arches at the very front with the single story roof coming out of the house. That's going to be our covered terrace. What we're doing now is putting the columns up for those arches. So the plan is, and I can see Marcus has numbered and labelled up these stones as he's been cutting them. We'll be making an outside skin of stone and then filling it with concrete and putting some rebar down the middle too.
Ja, pouco de este tem que ir aqui.
Tem grilo?
Chapinho, se meteres água aí,
Get some water for it.
se meter água a rede, ganha.
Very exciting news. There's some more cornicing just arrived. And in that cornicing I can also see, that they've measured it. It looks like there'll be no cutting on site. That looks very much like that's a corner piece right there.
Três é isto.
Bom dia. This is so exciting. For the very, very first time, we can see the size, first of all, this is the first thing that struck me, of the arches that are going on the veranda of this house, the beautiful stone arches. And we can see the footprint of them. So the guys have put the first one in place. They're working on the second one. I'm sure they're going to do the third one today as well. And once those are in and they're connected to the bottom layer of it, they can start building up the arches with the stone. Oh my gosh, I have been so looking forward to this bit getting started. And here we are. Here we are. It's epic. The guys are also on the roof finishing the last of the brickwork. And I imagine as this week progresses, we'll start getting concrete beams for the roof. And by the end of next week, I'm pretty sure we're going to have a roof on this house and some stone arches kind of halfway up. It's absolutely flying. I can't even believe it. Wow. Look how big they are. Yeah. Like the width of the arch. It's massive.
Like this.
So cool, hey?
Yeah, brilliant. What do you got there, buddy?
I just pick all the strawberries and then you look at all of them.
I can see. What are you going to do with them all?
Sawyer, wasn't that bucket full up?
Uh-huh.
What did happen to them?
We
You ate them.
We ate them.
It was a full up bucket.
Right.
and it's, these ones are for my birthday.
Why don't you ask Adao if he wants one?
You don't want to share your strawberries. So we've got work today going on upstairs and we've got work going on downstairs. Up on the roof, the blocks are going in place and we're making that structural element so that we can start putting tiles into place. Pretty excited to see exactly how they do that. As you guys know, from the very beginning of the roof project, we've been fairly confused and also really intrigued in the process of creating that block work. And I think we're going to get some beams here fairly soon too, to be able to start looking at how that shape, because it will be a really interesting shape of the roof, how it comes together. Almost as the roof comes into place, the stonework will be going up and we'll meet somewhere probably in the middle. One other thing that happened actually is that the big concrete mixer, the one that we've been using to mix all of the concrete for the slabs and the columns, that's gone. We didn't see it go. We went out and it was there, and then we got back and it wasn't there, and it's quite surprising to have that space now at the front. So I'm pretty sure they'll probably clear that out, and then we'll be able to get some really beautiful visuals of the house and start to see what that corner looks like without a big yellow cement mixer in the front of it.
Do you know what I think is going to happen? So José, Joaquin's son, said that they're going to bring a máquina, which is a digger, to clear that mound where the cement mixer was, and they're going to move the crane by the end of this week, I think.
Is it? Mm-hmm. That's exciting. I can't wait to see that, because as things get moved around, the views and the visuals of the house start to open up, and we get to see more clearly what that house is going to look like when it's finished.
Absolutely.
Love it.
So, lots going to happen, I'm sure, but right now it feels kind of peaceful and kind of like, I don't know, a little bit zen. I like it. Everyone's just sort of pottering away with really beautiful, intricate work. It's good. Life feels good. onwards and quite literally upwards.
Brilliant. More blocks going up. Daniel was just explaining to me how the process is going to be the creation of the roof a little bit more. I didn't totally get it, because not least because of course there's the Portuguese and English thing, but it's quite technical, I think. So it's not just about a language barrier, it's also about not seeing a drawing and trying to understand just with words how things are going to go. So one thing I don't understand quite just yet is how that cornicing is going to go into place up there. Tricky, very, very tricky.
The guys have started filling those little stone feet for the arches with concrete, which is so cool because they're now in place. And I just cannot wait to see those arches go up. It's going to be just so, so beautiful. Oh gosh, that's a big one.
You'll notice in that stone that's just been put into lowered into place that there's a little like U shape cut into the back of it. The reason for that is that very, very important air gap that we've been talking about previously. What we don't want is the stone to touch the columns, the concrete columns, because that's how water comes through the stone and then permeates into these concrete columns, and that's how the rebar inside those columns will get wet, damp, and then rust. And we don't want rusting rebar. Around the columns is a little bit more complex, so those stones that we're cutting there are taking quite a lot longer to put into place.